Hello, my name is Kimani Wallace David, and I am part of, what are we calling this? Lost Generation, JKMKL, J for Jakari, K for Kimani, M for Mauna Kea, K for Kiavani, and L for Le Déjeuner. Yeah, today, this is our inaugural video from myself, and we're going to be talking about, throughout the week, about how we found our biological siblings and what that means and what that is meaning to our lives. I'm listening to Anti-Flag right now. Beautiful, great band. They have a message for everybody. 2009 was the year. It's getting toward the end of the summer. I was getting curious about my biological family. I go and I look at these papers and it says, you know, my birth name, which is Kimani Okira Wallace. Not a big fan of the Okira. It's kind of weird. On this same paper, it says that I was preceded by a Jakari. Didn't give me a last name, but I figured, you know, Jakari is not too common of a name. So what I do is I go and type that into Facebook, MySpace, Friendster. A picture comes up. It was of my sister Jakari back in the day at Six Flags. So I'm sitting there thinking like, well, I didn't know who it was, so I just figured, okay, that's Jakari. So I messaged that person and told them that that might have been my biological sister, and I was looking for my biological sister. I ended up getting messaged by Jakari herself on MySpace later that night, but I had already went to sleep. I called her the next day because she left me her number. The first thing she says to me is, Kimani? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you did not know what you did to me last night. That's kind of the feeling that I had too, you know, like, wow, this is real, you know, like this is actually, these are people that I'm blood related to. So we set up a time to actually meet. Well, first she tells me that that she wasn't the only one. I had two younger sisters and a younger brother that she knew of because my biological grandmother knew of all the kids that my biological mom had. Bio mom had two more daughters after myself and a son. I believe all with different dads, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not important. And after I found that out, I was just even more curious. She gave me the first names of my other siblings. If you can't tell, I'm driving right now. I'm video blogging and driving, and there's a little bit of traffic for some reason. Long story short, don't video blog and drive because you'll be distracted, and it looks like you're talking to yourself, and the camera's sliding all over the dashboard. Three younger siblings, as well as Jakari, who I'd already discovered at this point. So I go and I type in all their names because, you know, Mauna Kea, Kiavani, Le Déjeuner, like those names can't be too common, right? So if you come up with a Kiavani on Facebook or a Mauna Kea on MySpace or whatever it is, like it's very, especially in California in a certain town, because that's what I had to do. I typed in Kiavani in Vallejo because that's where I was told that he lived. I didn't have a last name. Mauna Kea in Vallejo, you know, and only a couple profiles came up, so I messaged all of them and say, hey, are you adopted? Like, I'm looking for my biological siblings. With Kia, it was on Facebook, but he never responded to me. I ended up getting his number, or his dad's number, and his dad gave me his cell phone number, and I called him up, and I said, hey, Kiavani. He's like, yeah. I'm like, hey man, I'm your biological brother. And he says, is this a joke? Which again, like that captures kind of what I think everybody was feeling after we found out this information. With DJ, we spoke on the phone for the first time, and I actually didn't find DJ. I think Jakari or Mauna Kea did after I had met them. Now we're all in touch, and now we're doing this video blog project, which I think is necessary just because we are all doing our own thing. Like I go to University of California in Santa Cruz, Kia goes to California State University in Dominguez Hill. Full ride scholarship for track because our family runs fast. It's nice to know people that you actually can identify with, you know, like look at them and say, hey, these people look like me. These people, like, we're all the same blood type. You know what I mean? Like, maybe even if we're not, but we all came from the same spot. So that's how we met. But what does it actually mean to me to know my biological siblings? For one, like I said, it's nice to know people who look like you and can identify with the same experience that you've had. Meaning that growing up not knowing who you're related to, what else could be out there. Right, you know, it's a cool thing, kind of getting a good sense of where you come from, you know? My hair is entirely my hair is.
Some hits come out as soon as you hit record. Born in America. car, Chevy and Ford. But these Greek ladies loving me, they say